There is a niche that I think is the best niche for low content books. Do you want to find out what it is? Let's have a look in the video. Hello home bosses, my name is Nuria from thehomeboss.com. Welcome to my channel, which is all about helping you to make money online. And in today's video I want to talk to you about low content books and the niche that I think is the best one for low content books. It's a really good niche, especially now that we're coming up to Q3. And that is because it's to do with the back to school niche. So we're talking about education. Education is a really big niche. You can subdivide it into lots and lots of smaller ones. And I think for me, that is one of the best niches for low content books. So let me show you how you can find those type of niches, ideas for that niche, and how you could make a book like that on Canva. Let's have a look at my screen. So the education niche is one of the most important ones in my opinion, because I think that during the pandemic, homeschooling became really popular, and I think it's continued even now that the pandemic is almost over, and also because parents are interested in their children's education and they buy a lot of books to help their children at school and also to teach them at home. And I think that's why it's a niche that's always going to be popular. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is, but obviously now that we are heading into the back to school kind of time, I think it's really important to prepare now and start creating books for the back to school period. I'm really excited about this because I think there are some really good opportunities out there, and also there is a new software coming out to create maths books, and there's nothing like it on the market at the moment. And as soon as that is released, I will tell you all about it on this channel. But for now, let's have a look into the education niche and see what kind of books we could create. So let's go on to Amazon.com and we look under books. We're looking under books because we're not doing niche research in terms of what our customers can find. We just want to have a look and see what kind of books are available that are educational. So let's go on to books, and then you can see on your left hand side you've got lots more categories, and I want you to scroll down and have a look at the departments, because this is where we can find the education and teaching department, and this is where we're going to find hopefully the kind of books that I want to research. So let's click on that. So there should be all kinds of books here, and we can already see there are some handwriting practice workbooks, and there are lots of videos on YouTube that show you how to make them and how popular they are, and this is definitely still worth doing. And you get some coloring books mixed in here as well. I think coloring books are not really that educational, but they could be educational. If you teach children something while they're coloring, then that could fall under the education niche as well. But let's have a look and see what else there is. So here we have a Learn to Write workbook. This is a very popular workbook that I see quite often when I research these type of books. And there's Summer Bridge activities. You could have a look at them. They're activities for children, and they're divided into different age ranges. But this would be a little bit more difficult for us to make because they're really tailored to the particular age ranges, and unless you're really knowledgeable about what that is, it's a bit more difficult to make them. We really want to concentrate maybe on books that are for smaller children or younger children. So I think I'm going to type in kindergarten workbook and see what comes up, because that will give us workbooks that are tailored to younger children, and those are the kind of books that are easier for us to make. And you can see there's a kindergarten workbook, 101 games and activities, so you could have a look at that. At the moment we're just getting some ideas of the kind of books that we could create. You can see they all have very low BSRs, so that indicates that they are popular niches. So there's a kindergarten math workbook, so this would be very simple as well. There's a book on essential sight words, which helps children to read and write. and there are so many. There's a 100 sight words kindergarten workbook, handwriting practice workbooks. So you get the idea more or less what this is about. They're quite simple, but how can we make a book like that? So you do need to first of all research these niches and make sure that you know exactly what you are creating. When it comes to educational material, you have to make sure that there are no mistakes. You are responsible for the education of somebody's child when you're creating this book, so you have to make absolutely sure that you know what you're doing and that you're creating something that is good quality and that is appropriate for the age of the child. So let's have a look how we could maybe create one of these books. So for that, we're going to go on to Canva. We're going to type in kindergarten worksheets and let's see what comes up. So here we have some worksheets that we could use. What I will tell you though is never ever use them as they are. Always change them, because if you use them as they are on the templates, I think that goes against Canva templates, but even more importantly, it goes against Amazon's terms, because Amazon want you to create unique content, and if everybody uses the same templates, then it's not unique content. So you really need to know what you're doing. And you can change everything on one of these templates. So for example, if we went here to this add the crayons, you could just simply change these to something else. They don't have to be crayons. You could take another picture. So you could go on to elements, and let's say we want to add something else, let's say cats. So you could pick one of these little cats or similar or several of these cats, and I'll show you just one example. You could take one of these, duplicate it. Now you've got two, and you could even use a different cat. So I would also change the font, because it's just better to have everything different to the template. So you could make something like that, and just make sure that you change everything on the template. But the idea is there, so you can make pages like that and make a kindergarten worksheet. So then you can make another one, different worksheet, a coloring page, for example, but let's just do something a little bit more educational. But let's keep with the maths theme. So we could have something like this. Again, as earlier, change the font, change the images, and put something else in its place, but that would be another page. You can carry on like that. You can make let's have a look at this one, counting numbers from 1 to 10. So fill in the missing numbers and help Momo the monkey to go up and down the ladder. So you could change the monkey to a different animal. You can change the fonts and more or less keep this more or less the same, but change the colors. Change as much as you can so that nobody else has the same as you. So I'm just showing you this to give you an idea. I'm not saying do it exactly like this, of course. This is for you to get your own ideas and to see where you can find these things. And Canva is a really good place for this kind of thing, but just remember to really change all these templates. So counting and maths is something that you can use in your low content books, which is educational and it's popular, and you can combine it to make activity books. So you could have an activity book that incorporates counting and maybe coloring in some drawings. You could have the letters. So for example, the letter L, color the objects that start with the letter L, but you can make your own sheets and maybe do the letter K and then have images of things that start with the letter K. Just make absolutely sure you don't make any mistakes and that you know what you're doing with this, because otherwise you're not creating a quality book. You really want this to be the best book ever. So make sure that it's a really nice book and that you are teaching in the right way as well. So there's just so much that you could teach, and you can use these templates to create worksheets, and of course you can then also create printables to sell on Etsy or to sell on your blog or your website. So this is the beauty of KDP, that you can also then adapt these kind of things and create other things and sell them in other places like on Etsy. I will make more videos on subjects like that. I want to show you how you can repurpose your KDP books and sell your worksheets or your interiors somewhere else. You just have to adapt them, but then you can, for example, if you're making an activity book, you can sell the individual activity sheets on Etsy, for example. That's just a very quick example to show you what you can do. There is just so much you can do just with these Canva templates. As long as you change them and you make them completely different, then that's fine. But like I said, there are also software that can do that for you, and there is a really good one coming out very soon. I will tell you all about it once that happens. It's a maths practice software that creates absolutely stunning maths practice pages, but I will tell you about that once the software is actually coming out. But I'm really excited about it because I plan to use it and make lots of educational books in time for back to school, but they sell all year round. This is really evergreen. Education is one of those niches that is always evergreen and that's always in demand. So I hope you found that useful. I hope it gave you some ideas. Like I said, don't make the exact books that I showed you, or don't take the exact niches. I wanted to make this video to show you how you can get ideas for the education niche, which is a really broad niche, and you can find lots of books that will fall within that niche. And I'm also really excited because there's a really good software coming up that will be released soon, and as soon as it is released I will tell you all about it. And you can make some fabulous books with that app, and it's all under the education niche. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.